Did you know the reasons why Teddy Pendergrass was often called the Black Elvis? He got paralyzed after a car crash but made an inspirational comeback. Pendergrass was sexy as well as sexual. He was a seductive soul, powered by a husky, passionate yet effortless baritone. He was a tall, handsome, given to performing in a white vest and a layer of sweat. Think Barry White in the body of Idris Elba. By all accounts, women found him irresistible, and Pendergrass felt obliged to love as many of them back as he possibly could. They rushed the stage and threw their underwear at him when he performed. And all the guys loved Teddy because he'd get the women in the mood for them. So, if you're a Mary Wells fan or simply curious about this legend, hit the like button and let's dive in. Where was he born? Theodore Idris Pendergrass, known as Teddy Pendergrass, was an accomplished American singer hailing from the town of Kingstree in South Carolina. Despite facing numerous challenges in his life, Pendergrass managed to triumph over adversity. Raised by a single mother in the impoverished neighborhoods of Philadelphia, he had a difficult upbringing. His interactions with his father were extremely limited, with only a single meeting occurring when he was 11 years old, prior to his father's tragic death. How he got into music. Remarkably, Pendergrass's early life experiences shaped him into a skilled performer. He even achieved the status of an ordained minister at the young age of 10, developing the ability to captivate an audience effortlessly. As a vocalist, Pendergrass exhibited a unique blend of talents. His delivery could evoke the emotional resonance of artists like Wilson Pickett, his voice possessed a rasp akin to David Ruffin, and he possessed the skill to convey a song with the soulful intensity reminiscent of Otis Redding. Pendergrass had a distinct technique of delivering phrases, utilizing his vocal range to its fullest extent, often transitioning from the highest notes to the lowest for a striking dramatic impact. Was he the lead singer for the Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes? The initial phase of his career remained somewhat overshadowed due to his emergence within a band that wasn't synonymous with his own name, Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. The ensemble is widely recognized for their most notable tracks including Wake Up Everybody, If You Don't Know Me By Now, The Love I Lost, and Don't Leave Me This Way. However, a common misconception endures, with many assuming that the vocalist behind these tunes was Harold Melvin himself. In actuality, it was Teddy Pendergrass who lent his voice to these songs, despite the prevailing misconception. Why did he quit Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes? Around 1975, tensions and disagreements had arisen between Teddy Pendergrass and Harold Melvin. Their conflicts revolved around financial matters and contrasting personalities. Despite Pendergrass being the primary vocalist for most of the group's songs, it was Melvin who held control over the group's financial matters. At a certain point, Pendergrass advocated for a name change to Teddy Pendergrass and the Blue Notes, as fans frequently mistook him for Melvin due to their shared group name. Ultimately, in 1975, Pendergrass made the decision to part ways with the group. Following his departure, the Blue Notes struggled to regain their previous level of success with the singers who replaced him. This pivotal moment marked the catalyst for Pendergrass to embark on his own solo career. As a solo performer, Pendergrass effectively employed his attractive appearance to enhance his singing, delving into themes of love and desire with candid and explicit expressions. Teddy Pendergrass emerged as a prominent figure in the R&B scene, garnering significant fame and earning the distinction of being America's foremost black sex symbol. What was his biggest songs? Teddy Pendergrass had several hit songs during his solo career. Some of his biggest and most well-known songs include 1. Close the Door. 2. Love TKO. 3. Turn Off the Lights. 4. If You Don't Know Me By Now. 5. Wake Up Everybody, with Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. 6. The Love I Lost, with Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. 7. Joy. 8. Come Go With Me. 9. Can't We Try, duet with Dionne Warwick. 10. Two Hearts, with Stephanie Mills. These songs are just a selection of his successful tracks that contributed to his immense popularity in the R&B and soul music genres. Who was Teddy Pendergrass married to? Tragically, Teddy Pendergrass's manager and girlfriend, Taz Lang, was fatally shot on her home's doorstep in April 1977. Regrettably, the case of her murder remains unresolved, despite investigations. Speculation has arisen about the possible involvement of Philadelphia's Black Mafia, who were suspected due to purported grievances against Lang for her perceived influence over Pendergrass's thriving career. However, no definitive conclusions have been reached in connection to the tragic event. Karen Still. In June 1987, Teddy Pendergrass married Karen Still, a former dancer with Philadanco, who had also been a part of his performances. Their connection was not only personal but also artistic. However, their marriage came to an end, and they eventually divorced in the year 2002. Joan Williams. During the spring of 2006, Teddy Pendergrass crossed paths with Joan Williams, sparking a significant connection. Within a mere 4 months, he decided to propose to her, and their union was solidified in a private ceremony. The wedding, which took place on Easter Sunday, March 23, 2008, was officiated by his pastor, Alan Waller of Enon Tabernacle Baptist Church. Subsequently, a formal and more elaborate wedding celebration was held at the Ocean Cliff Resort in Newport, Rhode Island, on September 6, 2008. Who are his children? Pendergrass had 3 children, Tisha, LaDonna, and Theodore Jr. LaDonna Pendergrass Hall-Irway is recognized as an American healthcare professional and is one of the offspring of Teddy Pendergrass. LaDonna has also garnered attention for her involvement in the television series Teddy Pendergrass, If You Don't Know Me, 2018, and Unsung, 2010. These shows have contributed to her visibility and recognition in the public eye. Teddy Pendergrass too stands as the sole son of the renowned international singing icon, Teddy Pendergrass. He has made a name for himself in the realm of finance, aiding affluent families and corporations in achieving their financial aims and objectives through his financial practice. Tisha works as a real estate agent, specializing in property transactions and helping clients buy or sell real estate properties. What happened to Teddy? Teddy Pendergrass's career faced a significant setback on March 18, 1982, when he was involved in a severe car accident in Philadelphia. During the incident, Pendergrass lost control of his Rolls-Royce Silver Spirit. The vehicle collided with a guardrail, crossed into oncoming traffic, and struck 2 trees. Both Pendergrass and his passenger, Tanika Watson, a transgender nightclub performer whom he had recently met, were trapped inside the wreckage for approximately 45 minutes. While Watson sustained minor injuries and survived, Pendergrass experienced a devastating spinal cord injury as a result of the crash. This injury left him paralyzed from the chest down, confining him to life as a paraplegic. The accident marked an incredibly challenging period for Pendergrass. He grappled with the emotional toll of his paralysis and even contemplated suicide. It was through the support and guidance of psychotherapist Dr. Dan Gottlieb, himself a quadriplegic, that Pendergrass found the strength to persevere. Despite his altered circumstances, Pendergrass continued to create music and released several successful albums until his retirement in 2007. How did he die? On June 5, 2009, Teddy Pendergrass underwent a successful surgery to address colon cancer, and he was able to return home after the procedure. However, a few weeks later, he faced a setback as he was readmitted to the hospital due to respiratory problems. Despite his struggle, after a span of 7 months, Pendergrass passed away on January 13, 2010, due to respiratory failure. Tragically, he was only 59 years old at the time of his passing. Who inherited Teddy Pendergrass' estate? In the years following Teddy Pendergrass's passing, his children, including his son Theodore Pendergrass II and his daughters LaDonna Hall-Irway and Tisha Burnett, became embroiled in a legal dispute over his will. Upon Teddy Pendergrass's death in 2010 due to respiratory failure, his initial will indicated that his entire estate was to be left to his wife. However, a subsequent will was presented, allegedly forged by his son, which declared that the entirety of the estate would go to him. After a prolonged legal process, the courts ultimately established that the second will, which favored Teddy Pendergrass II, was indeed fake or fraudulent. This conclusion resolved the dispute over the distribution of the late singer's assets. Teddy Pendergrass's legacy is notable and diverse. He earned multiple nominations for the American Music Awards from 1979 to 1981, showcasing his widespread recognition and impact in the music industry. In recognition of his enduring contributions to music, Pendergrass was posthumously inducted into the National Rhythm and Blues Hall of Fame as a member of the class of 2021. Beyond his musical accomplishments, the establishment of the Teddy and Joan Pendergrass Foundation stands as a significant part of his legacy. This nonprofit foundation is dedicated to supporting individuals who have experienced spinal cord injuries, SCI. The foundation's mission is to empower and assist these individuals in various aspects of their lives, including education, employment, and achieving greater independence. This effort highlights Pendergrass's commitment to making a positive impact beyond his music career.